have with us Dr. Binay Kumar Chaudhary sir, and he will be delivering the first talk. And before going further, I would like to introduce him first. So, Chaudhary sir is currently professor and head in Department of Radiology in Dr. B. Bohra Cancer Institute, and his academic qualifications are MD Fellowship from Singapore General Hospital, and he had more than 17 publications in national and international journals, and presentations of over 40 presentations in national and international conferences in India and abroad. His area of interest lies in oncoimaging and image-guided biopsies, and his notable achievements are developing national award at International Conference of Lung Cancer in Vancouver, Canada. He has awarded certificate of commendation for scientific presentation at International Cancer Imaging Society annual conference in France, and he also awarded fellowship of Indian College of Radiology and Imaging in 2021. So we are very much happy to have him here. And sir, I welcome you on behalf of our department and Guwahati University as a whole. And I would like to ask you to share your views on the workshop, then we'll go to the session. So, sir. Sir, I hand over the mic to you.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me start it. Thank you, Jyoti, for your kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I must thank the organizer for holding such a wonderful program and also to invite me as a speaker. I am going to speak on artificial intelligence in healthcare. I have to disclose it here that I am not an expert on the topic and I have limited knowledge on the subject. Unlike radiology, where I have got several years of experience, I have no practical experience in AI in healthcare. I have just started learning theoretical artificial intelligence recently from the Google. One project from Tezpur University also going on. They have just started on AI in my department, that is on gallbladder cancer. Anyway, I will try to share my knowledge recently gained from the internet. The intelligence technologies have penetrated into various industries in the age of information. Healthcare, being no exception, has witnessed the rapid integration of artificial intelligence over the past few years. Artificial intelligence is one of the fastest growing areas of informatics and computing with great relevance to healthcare. The term artificial intelligence was first used in 1956 at the summer workshop at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, organized by John McCarthy, an American computer scientist, pioneer, and inventor. Machine learning is a term introduced by Arthur Samuel in 1957 to define a field of artificial intelligence in which computers learn automatically from the data accumulation, and it has been extensively applied to big data analysis. Artificial intelligence can be interpreted as technology or machine that has intelligence like humans, or in other words, AI is simulation of artificial intelligence on machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their action. Artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by machines as opposed to the natural intelligence displayed by the humans. Artificial intelligence is a broad branch of computer science that is focused on machines' capability to produce rational behavior from the external inputs. The goal of artificial intelligence is to create systems that can perform tasks that would otherwise require human intelligence. Again, artificial intelligence can be defined a field of study that combines statistics, computer science, and engineering to develop systems capable of performing specific tasks at or above human ability. While most earlier artificial intelligence methods have led to applications with subhuman performance, recent deep learning algorithms are able to match or even surpass human in task-specific applications. This is due to the recent advances in AI research, the massive amount of data now available to train algorithms and modern powerful computer hardware. With the emergence of highly sophisticated computer, big data are now available for AI study. Large structured or unstructured data sets are so complex that traditional data processing is inadequate to deal with them. Now, with the emergence of big data, we can have volumes of data, variety of data, veracity of data, and veracity of data. Then, before going into the actual topic, we must know something, some terminology related to artificial intelligence. These are machine learning and deep learning. AI is not a new field. Machine learning has come into the pictures, that is after 1980s. Deep learning is relatively a new terminology. It has come to the picture after 2010. With my little knowledge, I will try to say something about machine learning and deep learning in the subsequent slides. Machine learning is a subtype of artificial intelligence referring to the ability of computers to learn without being programmed. In machine learning, machine is made to learn the various parameters including symptoms, behavior, biochemical, and pathologic variables. With the help of a specially designed software, the computer can develop effective learning. Artificial intelligence needs machine learning, facilitates heightened diagnostic sensitivity, specificity, and treatment. Then comes neural network. So what is neural network? A convolutional neural network is a class of artificial neural network most commonly applied to analyze visual imagery. Then regarding deep learning is a subject of machine learning and is the basis of almost all AI tools for image interpretation. Deep learning means that the computer has multiple layers of important interconnected algorithms. These layers accumulate data from inputs and provide an output that can sense step by step once the AI system learns new features from the data. Such multi-layered algorithms form large artificial neural network. Deep learning is a subtype of machine learning using neural networks to analyze data through multiple layers of complex processing. So here we can see this is the input layers, the middle one is the hidden layers, and the last one is the output layer. Then coming to segmentation. Segmentation is a part of this machine learning also. That is deep learning. Then segment, it is the separation of particular anatomical part or segment of interest. Here in the CT scan image, we can see the segmentation of areas of interest. Again, artificial neural network must be trained using the training data sets from which network learns. In radiology, this usually consists of hand-level image data sets used by the algorithm to improve its speed to match the ground truth. Once network has been trained using a training data set, it would then be tested using different set of data, that is validation data sets designed to evaluate the fit of the model to new data. In this step, it is common to observe overfitting of the model. In overfitting, the model ends up memorizing the irrelevant noise instead of learning the signal. Therefore, it doesn't perform well on a subsequent new data set. The best solution for reducing overfitting is to obtain more training data. Multiple rounds of training and testing on different data sets may be performed, gradually improving network performance and permitting assessment of the accuracy and generalizability of the algorithms before algorithm is released for the general use. Another solution of overfitting is the so-called data augmentation, which means modifying the training data by adding some variability so that the model will not see exact same inputs from the training data set during the training iterations. I'm going to give an example. If the network is being trained to recognize a cystic lesion on ultrasound, so what is cystic lesion? Cystic lesion is basically a space-containing fluid. So on the training data, the set lesson could be perfectly cystic, like this one, but in further iterations of training, some internal bright spots, which we call hyperechoic spots in medical term, and these are caused by artifacts, could be added in order to train or fine-tune the network to recognize non-perfect cysts in the validation datasets. So here you can see this is a cyst in our thyroid. This is a perfect cyst, no artifact, nothing. But the other one, this is in this cyst, we can see some bright spots. These are nothing but artifacts. So we have to train or fine-tune the network to recognize a non-perfect cyst in the validation datasets. As a general rule, deeper the network, that is more layers, the more rounds of training and better performance of the network. So here in the first image, you can see single hidden layer. In the other image on the right side, you can see multiple hidden layers. In the validation dataset, that this includes training dataset, then test set and validation set. Artificial intelligence shown by the machines at par with the natural intelligence of human is called artificial intelligence. The computer program is made to learn, think, and act accordingly to human beings. We can say that we are making machines smart. The best examples are speech recognition and image recognition. The system can analyze and interpret data, learn from the data, and make conclusions from the data due to artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as name suggests, is imparting intelligence to machines so that the machines operate like human beings. AI sector in the computer science that emphasizes the creation of intelligent machines that work, operate, and react like human beings. Artificial intelligence is used in decision-making by machines considering the real-time scenario. And artificial intelligent machines read the real-time data, understand the business scenario, and reacts accordingly. The process of transforming computer into a computer-controlled robot or designing software that thinks and reacts exactly the way a human being thinks is what AI is all about. Here in the image, you can see that this is the human brain, and we can see the simulation of artificial intelligence in the computer. Artificial intelligence has transformed the industries around the world and has potential to radically alter the field of healthcare. The artificial intelligence has utilization in the health sector. In the current era, the role of technology is very important. Technology plays an important role and aims to make human work easier and more efficient even in health sector. Technology plays an important role in minimizing errors caused by the human negligence. Recent years have witnessed the rapid development and deployment of artificial intelligence technology in various fields of medicine, including radiology at my department. AI has shown potential to dramatically improve the quality and efficiency of radiology workflow, from image acquisition to pre-processing, image interpretation, reporting, and integrated diagnosis. As a result of required technical and clinical validation, a considerable number of commercial solutions have already acquired regulatory approval or certification in several countries. However, only a limited number of these solutions have been clinically adopted and routinely used in clinical practice. These are the top 10 applications of artificial intelligence in the healthcare. These are virtual nursing assistants, medical image analysis, AI-assisted robotic surgery, AI-assisted medical diagnosis, drug discovery, automated workflow, fraud detection, medical data security, medical risk prediction, clinical trials. Again, it has got some other applications also, like early detection of ailments, help in treatment, associated care, checking health through wearables, improving decision-making, expanding access to medical services, giving superior experience, and end-of-life care. AI helps in managing medical records and other data also. Since the first step in healthcare is compiling and analyzing informations like medical records, past history of the patients, data management is the most widely used application of artificial intelligence and digital automation. AI helps to collect, store, reformat, and trace the data to provide faster and more efficient access. Then it can perform some routine tasks. As the healthcare industry strides ahead, the volume of data continues to increase day by day. While carrying out laboratory tests, X-rays, ultrasound, CT scans, MRI, and other important tasks like data entry, AI can make the process simplified. It can help in workflow and administrative tasks. AI can impact healthcare system and going to automate administrative tasks. It is expected that it could result in huge savings for the healthcare industry as machines can help doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers to save time on various tasks. Technologies such as voice-to-text transcriptions could help order tests, prescribe medications, and write short notes. Another application is virtual nursing assistants. An AI-powered virtual assistant offers personalized experience to the patients. It helps them to identify their illness based on their symptoms, monitor their health status, schedule doctor appointments, and do more. There are some AI-driven virtual nursing assistant applications that can listen, talk, make decisions, and give advice. Some applications can follow a prescribed program designed by the doctor in order to provide proper care for the patient. Virtual nursing assistant can call patients, ask if they are taking their medications as prescribed, answer questions, alert the doctor if the patient is having problems. Today's registered nurses hold greater responsibility than ever before. They are to do everything from performing diagnostics to helping in treatments. The pace of change is about to pick up again once telehealth takes over the medical profession. As healthcare providers seek new solutions to handle unique needs of today's vulnerable patients, many look to virtual nurses to bridge the gap. Virtual assistant will address a variety of patients' concerns without requiring them to visit clinics in person. The applications can resolve numerous issues, including limited access in remote settings, the potential spread of the disease within the clinics and hospitals like COVID-19, and the cost of meeting all patients in person. Then comes digital consultation. Some apps use artificial intelligence to give medical consultation based on personal medical history and common medical knowledge. Users report their symptoms into the app, which uses speech recognition to compare against database of the illness. The application then offers a recommended action taking into the account of users' medical history. Another application is early detection of ailments. AI-based knowledge is now used to recognize illness, for example, tumors in their early stage. AI has been used to study and understand mammograms, that is digital X-ray examination of breast, and found it to be speedier with 90% precision and diminishing the necessity of biopsies in some cases. Again, AI aid in clinical judgment and diagnosis. Using AI to diagnose patients is undoubtedly in its infancy, but there has been some exciting reports. One particular AI algorithm analyzed what a person says, the tone of the voice, and background noise, and detected cardiac arrest with a 93% success rate compared to 73% for human. Then comes treatment design. Artificial intelligence systems have been created to analyze data notes, reports from patients' file, external research, and clinical expertise to help select correct, individually customized treatment path. By looking at the previous medical records of patients, AI can help individuals who are at greater risk of medical conditions like heart stroke. AI can help clinicians with better treatment plans or options for these patients. The National Institute of Health USA has created an app to monitor the medication by patient A smartphone's webcam is partnered with artificial intelligence to autonomously confirm that patients are taking their prescribed medicines and help them manage their condition. Most common users could be people with serious medical conditions, patients who tend to go against doctor advice, and participants in clinical trial. Then coming to AI-assisted robotic surgery. Robots can analyze data from preoperative medical records to guide the surgeon's instrument during surgery, which can lead to reduction in patient's hospital stay and fewer complications. Robot-assisted surgery is considered minimally invasive, so patients will not have large incision. With artificial intelligence, robot can use data from the past surgeries to inform new surgical techniques. Robots can have equipped with artificial intelligence, can analyze someone's medical record, and before performing the surgery, the robot will guide and direct the surgeons during surgical procedure. The use of robot can also produce new surgical techniques through data from the previous surgeries to accelerate and simplify the surgical procedures. Coming to monitoring health through wearables and personal devices, it is going to be a big play. What are wearables? These are collective terms describing health monitoring devices, smartwatches, fitness trackers that have recently been integrated into healthcare ecosystem as a means to remotely track vital parameters of the body like pulse rate, respiration rate, blood pressure, etc., and help in treatment plan. So here you can see a lot of wearables and devices to monitor health. So we can have eyewear, then smart garments, we can have skin patches, then smart watches, we can have also headbands and mobile and tablet applications. Then this will help in monitoring heart rate, blood oxygen level, respiration rate, muscle, electric activity, stress or emotion, cognitive function, movement patterns, sweat analysis, and even sleep also. Wearable health trackers like those from Fitbit, Apple, and others monitor heart rate and activity levels. They can send alerts to the user to get more exercise or can share this information to the doctors and the AI system for additional data points on the needs and habits of the patients. Consumers now have access to devices with sensors that can collect valuable data about their health, from smartphones with step trackers to wearables that can track heartbeat around the clock, and here large volume of health-related data is generated on the go. Collecting and analyzing this data and supplementing it with information provided by the patient through apps and other home monitoring devices can offer a good option for individual and population health. Some devices help to track our daily calorie count, steps, or even sleeping pattern. Using this data, analyzing it with the help of artificial intelligence can bring a lot of awareness among individuals and help them keep a better track of their fitness. There are some other examples of these smart devices. So we can have smart bracelets, smart fingers, smart rings, smart belts, smart pens, smart socks. We can have the smart shirt also, then smart shoes also. As I have mentioned, it has got a lot of advantages. Anyway, it has got some cons also, because sometimes the user may do the self-prescription also. That is one con. Another con, personal data may be compromised. Then another area is drug creation. Developing pharmaceuticals through clinical trials take more than a decade and cost billions of dollars. Making this process faster and cheaper would change the whole scenario in the world. AI compatible program will make this process faster. AI is used to scan existing medications that can be redesigned to fight the diseases. During Ebola virus outbreak, a program powered by artificial intelligence was used to scan existing medicines that could be redesigned to fight disease. The program found 2 medicines that may reduce Ebola inactivity in a day. Analysis of this type program generally takes months or years, a difference that could mean saving thousands of lives. Another application is healthcare system analysis. In Netherlands, 97% of healthcare invoices are digital. A Dutch company uses artificial intelligence to sift through data to highlight mistakes in the treatment, workflow inefficiencies, and help healthcare systems avoid unnecessary patient hospitalization. These are just a sample of solution AI is offering to the healthcare system. As innovations in AI is emerging, more solutions to save time, lower cost, and increase accuracy will be possible. Then other applications, expanding access to healthcare in underserved or developing regions. Shortage of healthcare providers, particularly radiologists, can significantly limit access to life-saving care in many developing nations around the world. AI could help mitigate the impacts of this severe shortage of qualified clinical staff by taking over some of the diagnostic duties typically allotted to humans. Here is an example. Artificial intelligence imaging tools can screen chest X-rays for signs of tuberculosis, often achieving a level of accuracy comparable to human. This capability could be deployed through an applications available to the providers in low source areas, reducing the need for trained diagnostic radiologists on site. Here is another application, that is making smartphone selfies into powerful diagnostic tools. Images taken from smartphones will be an important supplement to clinical quality imaging, especially in underserved population or developing nations. The quality of this smartphone camera is increasing day by day and can produce images that are viable for analysis by AI algorithms. Dermatology and ophthalmology, that is disease of the eye, are early beneficiaries of this trend. Using smartphone to collect images of skin, eyes, wounds, infections, medications, or other subjects may be able to help underserved areas to cope with shortage of specialists while reducing time to diagnosis for certain complaints. AI image analysis could support remote areas that do not have easy access to healthcare providers and even make the telemedicine more effective, as patients can use their camera smartphones to send pictures of rashes, cuts, bruises to determine what care is necessary. Another application, revolutionizing clinical decision making with artificial intelligence at the bedside. AI can provide earlier warning of conditions like seizures and sepsis, which often require intensive analysis of highly complex data sets. Machine learning can also help support decisions around whether or not continue care for critically ill patients, such as those who have entered into coma after cardiac arrest. AI also helps in containing the risk of antibiotic resistance. As you know, antibiotic resistance is a growing threat to the population around the world because of overuse of these drugs and that no longer respond to treatments. Multi-drug resistant organisms can wreak havoc in the hospital setting and claim thousands of lives every year. Electronic health record data can help to identify infection pattern, highlight patients at risk before they begin to show symptoms. Using machine learning and artificial intelligence tools to drive these analytics can enhance their accuracy, create faster, more accurate alerts for healthcare providers. AI tools can live up to the expectation for infection control and antibiotic resistance. AI can also help in creating more precise analytics for pathology images. Pathologists provide one of the most significant sources of diagnostic data for healthcare providers. 70% of all decisions in healthcare are based on pathology report. Somewhere between 70 to 75% of all this data in an electronic healthcare are from pathology results. So the more accurate we get and the sooner we get the right diagnosis, the better we are going to be. That is what digital pathology and artificial intelligence had the opportunity to deliver. Analytics can drill down to the pixel level on extremely large digital images, can allow providers to identify subtle differences that may escape human eyes. The patient's cancer treatment is mostly dependent on clinical staging or the histopathological report. We are now getting to the point where we can do better job of assessing whether a cancer is going to progress rapidly or slowly, or how that might sense how patients will be treated based on an algorithm rather than clinical staging or histopathology grade. That is going to be a huge advantage. Artificial intelligence can also improve productivity by identifying features of interest in slices before human clinician reviews the data. AI can screen through the slides and direct us to the right thing to look at so we can assess what is important and what is not. That increases the efficacy of the usage of the pathologist and increases the value of time they spend for each case. Pathologists spend their days looking through microscopes, analyzing hundreds of slides containing tissue samples. Tiny differences between series of slides often provide the key that unlock an accurate diagnosis. Most medical specialties rely on accurate diagnosis from the pathologist. AI system that can improve accuracy or efficiency in the pathology will be helpful for the entire hospital system. A project from Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital from US analyzed a massive collection of pathology slides to develop algorithms that can identify areas of interest in tissue samples. Algorithms like these will help group samples into categories so that pathologists can quickly and easily identify critical alterations that can then be used to issue a tissue diagnosis. Pathology, particularly histopathology, is a highly specialized field with limited number of trained personnel. Any increase in efficacy or efficiency will provide far-reaching benefits, especially when so many other fields depend on accurate results of pathology. Many experts expect that machine learning algorithms for image processing will soon emerge as critical decision support system for the pathologist. Coming to immunotherapy, the AI help in advancing the use of immunotherapy for cancer patients. Immunotherapy is one of the most promising therapy for treating cancer. By using body's own immune system to attack malignancies, patient may be able to beat stubborn tumors. However, only a limited number of patients respond to the current immunotherapy options, and oncologists still do not have precise and reliable method for identifying which patients will benefit from this option. Machine learning algorithms and their ability to synthesize highly complex datasets may be able to illuminate new options for targeting therapies to individuals' unique genetic makeup. This will definitely need for patients' data. The therapies are relatively new, so not a lot of patients have actually been put on these drugs. So whether we need to integrate data within one institution or across multiple institutions is going to be a key factor in terms of augmenting the patient population to drive the modeling process. Another application is guiding population level disease prevention. Leveraging predictive analysis more consistently across the entire population offers the possibility of shifting the primary point of care away from the treatment and more towards disease prevention. If we understand which individuals are greatest risk of disease contraction, and offering prevention guidance can reduce the likelihood that these patients ever need to enter the healthcare system. Another area where AI can help is risk assessment. To help improve screening program of some cancers, several breast cancer risk models have been incorporated, and specific characteristics such as age, family history, on hormonal factors to define breast cancer risk estimation. Mammographic breast density was recently added to risk models, and legislation in many US states and that requires that women to be notified of their breast density with the aim of informing about the density of the breast and particularly the sensitivity of the mammography in dense breast and helping them to understand the impact on the breast cancer risk. A recent study has shown that artificial intelligence analysis of mammography without including traditional risk factors can significantly improve breast cancer risk prediction, which should be especially helpful when family history is unknown. The same research shows that when artificial intelligence image analysis is combined with traditional risk factors, performance increases further. Then coming to artificial intelligence and COVID-19, early in the pandemic, expectations were raised that CT scan and radiography might play a crucial role in the first-line diagnosis of COVID-19. Over the time, RT-PCR, that is reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction test, became more sensitive test, and clinician understanding of the disease and treatment have improved. CT scan and radiography has moved to a secondary role. CT is not recommended as a first-line test by the American College of Radiology. We are now beginning to understand some of the non-pulmonary, that is not related with the lung, that is non-pulmonary manifestations of COVID-19. These include hepatic, that is related to liver, then renal impairment, that is related to kidney, neurologic illness, and coagulopathy leading to thrombi. The thrombotic complications can occur anywhere in the body, including lung and the mesentery, leading to bowel ischemia. These non-pulmonary, that is not related to lung findings, are suitable and desirable targets for AI system. So some of the terms like thrombosis, coagulopathy, and mesenteric, I think some of the attendees, they may not be aware of these terms, so I'm going to say something about this. Thrombosis is the formation of blood clot within a vessel, that is blood vessel. It prevents blood from flowing normally through the circulatory system. Blood clotting, also known as coagulation, is the body's first line of defense against the bleeding. Coagulopathy, also known as bleeding disorders, is a condition in which the blood's ability to coagulate, that forms blood, that is blood clots, is impaired. It may result in either excessive bleeding or clotting. And what is mesentery? Mesentery is the fold of peritoneum we find in our abdomen, which attaches the stomach, intestine, and other organs to the posterior wall of the abdomen. And what is peritoneum? Peritoneum is a membrane of lining the cavity of the abdomen and covering abdominal organs. AI can detect opacities at CT or chest radiography. That is now well established. We have to go beyond this. Instead, there is a great need of artificial intelligence system analysis based on combination of clinical information, imaging, and laboratory, and that provide actionable predictions. So here I am going to show one picture. Actually, this is a normal lung. So in the other image, we can see some white patches. So these white patches are actually, we call it ground glass opacities. So these usually see in COVID patients involved in the lung. The one point I have to mention is that this specific features, that is white patches or ground glass opacity, is not specific to COVID. So in the context of COVID-19 pandemic which is going on, so these are very relevant, and we can call it this is COVID-19 lung, but otherwise it is not very specific, because we can see this sort of findings, this sort of white patches or this sort of ground glass opacities in large number of these viral disease. If there is no COVID, it could be anything. It could be COVID-19, it could be any other viral diseases. So we have to think in that line also. Then medical fields that rely on imaging data, including radiology, pathology, dermatology, ophthalmology, have already begun to benefit more from the implementation of artificial intelligence methods. Coming to artificial intelligence in radiology, that is my top subject. Artificial intelligence is one of the fastest growing areas of informatics and computing with great relevance to radiology. A recent PubMed research for the term artificial intelligence returned around 82,000 publications. When combined with radiology, that is 5,400 articles were found, and most of these papers have been published since 5. Whereas in my subjects in radiology, in some of the topics, we hardly find 5 or 6 publications. For example, recently, I presented one topic in Korean Congress of Radiology conference. That was my research article. In particular, that subject, I found only 3 or 4 articles. Another presentation I did 4-5 decks in London. Actually, in that subject also, I found hardly 6 articles. But whereas in artificial intelligence, there has been explosion of publications. AI is recognized that it is recognized that AI will play a significant role in radiologists' future working lives. Pre-analysis made by computers will help radiologists to issue actionable reports. Elias Delhouni, he is a radiologist from Johns Hopkins, US. He, in a lecture series on artificial intelligence in radiology in Radiological Society of North America in 2017, again in British Society of Radiology 2018, mentioned 4 benefits of artificial intelligence in radiology, and these include enabling earlier detection of disease, enabling quantitative characterization of focal or diffuse disease, reducing error rate, optimizing therapies at individual level. Again, coming to medical image analysis using computer is being studied mainly on 2 axes, that is radiomics and deep learning. Radiomics refer to a set of techniques for extracting large number of quantitative features from radiological images and subsequently mining these features to retrieve clinically useful diagnostic and prognostic information. Radiomics has gained considerable attention in the field of oncology as a means of supporting clinical decision making. Radiomics, as applied to the radiology, is a field of medical study that aims to extract large number of quantitative features from radiological images using data characterization algorithms. These features, termed radiomic features, have the potential to uncover disease characteristics that fail to be appreciated by the human naked eye. The radiologic images are thought to include internal informations, that is anatomical, physiological, and pathological information in patient's specific area of interest. Radiomics is considered a specialized artificial intelligence for predicting patient prognosis based on the medical images. Here in this slide, you can see the radiomic feature extraction. Here, this is a mass in the lung. Then this is the segmentation. So after the segmentation, we can extract large number of quantitative features from the radiological images. These are the quantitative radiologic imaging features. Again, coming to machine learning. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way that human learns and gradually improving its accuracy. It is a branch of artificial intelligence based on the idea that systems can learn from the data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. Regarding the deep learning in radiology, on the other hand, deep learning is a subset of machine learning which is based on neural network structure inspired by human brain. The traditional machine learning, which rely on predefined hand-engineered features, deep learning is based on representation learning in which algorithm learns the best features to carry out a given task on its own by navigating the provided data. Coming to one ICMR-funded research project in my institute, ICMR-funded research project on radiomics with machine learning methods towards prediction and management of gallbladder cancer is undergoing under Testu Central University with the collaboration of Department of Radiology, Vibora Cancer Institute. So why they have selected this particular subject? Because incidence of gallbladder cancer is very common in Northeast India. So you can see the ICMR reports. So in case of female, urban Kamrup district is the third highest internationally. Again, Kamrup urban district, it is the highest in India. The same happens in male population also. You can see Kamrup urban district highest in India. Again, Kamrup urban district is fifth highest internationally. So if you look at the data from my institute, you can see the gallbladder cancer is second highest common cancer among female. Artificial intelligence has got, I think it has got a lot of potentials to extract something from the gallbladder cancer. Gallbladder carcinoma is the most common biliary tract malignancy and fifth common malignancy of the gastrointestinal tract worldwide. It is often detected at a late stage due to lack of early and specific symptoms. Imaging detection at early stage of gallbladder carcinoma remains elusive. Most gallbladder cancer present when disease is at an advanced stage. As a result, the prognosis of gallbladder cancer remains poor, with the curative resection rates ranging between 10 to 30%. As surgery is the only definitive care, it is important to diagnose this disease at an early stage and also determine its exact accurately. Advances in imaging techniques along with image-guided biopsies are needed for preoperative diagnosis of gallbladder carcinoma. Anyway, this image-guided biopsy has a lot of complications because as my area of interest is image-guided biopsy, I used to do a lot of biopsies. So here is an example I'm showing how I do this image-guided biopsy of the gallbladder. You can see this is the liver. This is the needle. Needle has penetrated through the liver into the gallbladder. So we can see the tear of the needle here. So this is not an easy procedure and it might have a lot of complications also. Then we can see the radiomic analysis done in an institute by Tezpur University. This is the Boros slide from Tezpur University. We can see the medical imaging data here, and you can see pre-processing where you can see the extraction from the region of interest. Then segmentation is done, that is manual segmentation, or it could be automatic or semi-automatic segmentation. And there will be fissure extraction as shown in this picture, and there will be analysis of the fissures. We hope that if we get fruitful results from the particular project from the Stanford University, it will help in early diagnosis of gallbladder cancer. AI has got great potential to study another common cancer in Northeast India, and that is esophageal cancer. You know why? Because esophageal cancer is the leading cause of cancer-related deaths worldwide. Esophageal cancer is the fifth most common cause of cancer-related death in men and eighth leading cause of cancer mortality in worldwide. From this data from the ICMR, you can see esophageal cancer is most common in East Khasi Hills as a district and in Meghalaya as a state in both in male and female. Here in this slide, you can see this is the data from the ICMR. Most of the esophageal cancer in India from Northeast India, covering this Meghalaya, Mizoram, then Assam, particularly Kamrup district, then from Arunachal Pradesh, even from Nagaland also. This is the data from my institute. Here you can see esophageal cancer is second commonest cancer among male. Coming to applications of artificial intelligence in radiology, first ultrasound, CT, PET and MRI has radically improved for pathology detection. Next, picture archiving and communication system, that is known as PACS, has dramatically improved radiologist efficiency and diagnostic accuracy. Radiology is now again going for another radical technological transformation, that is artificial intelligence. So before that, we have to know a little bit PACS, that is picture archiving communication system. PACS are computers or network dedicated to the storage, retrieval, distribution, and presentation of images. The images are stored in an independent format, the most common of which is DICOM. The established benefits of PACS, that is picture archiving and communication systems, are rapid creation, distribution of reports, image availability, and ultimately improved patient care, and could then be extended from radiology to the other departments. Creating new information system in each specialty incurs additional expenses and requires additional ongoing support also. Once images are stored in PACS, they are distributed just as radiologic images are. This allows other departments to leverage the robust distribution system that has been established for radiology. Here you can see this is the PACS server. You can see some of these modalities like CT scanner and digital X-ray. So what they will do, whatever images they are getting, they will transfer it to the PACS, and the PACS server will distribute the images not only to the radiology department, to the other departments also for viewing. The IT department, that is Information Technology Department of the hospital, manages this single source facility and provides its service across the hospital. By being able to put all information in a single archive, that is PACS, various departments can achieve not only financial and clinical advantages, but also space advantage as well. Here you can see the lot of these radiological modalities, this ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, CRM. We can have the PET-CT and other imaging modalities like mammography also. Through the LAN connection, images will be transferred to the PACS servers, and again PACS servers to the LAN connection. It will distribute the images not only to the radiology department, to the four other departments for the viewing and analysis. An important part of PACS offering its ability to seamlessly accept DICOM images from wide range of diagnostic equipments like digital X-ray, ultrasound, CT scanner, MRI, PET-CT, and digital mammography, etc. There are lots of benefits for doctors and institutions from the PACS. Number one, elimination of hard copy film and providing huge storage capacity. Images can be viewed in minutes by radiologists after an exam is completed. RIS, that is Radiologic Information System interface, to streamline data entry and eliminate redundant manual entry. Reduce processing time for radiological examination, greater flexibility in image access, improve patient care, centralized archiving and viewing, ensuring high data security, reduce cost and greater efficiency. Again, moving on to applications of AI in radiology. Radiology may be able to uniquely leverage artificial intelligence due to large amount of digital data that have been generated and stored since the advent of PACS and due to its construction on visual data. Artificial intelligence has potential radically alter the practice of radiology. AI not only has the potential to improve the efficacy and accuracy of interpreting radiologic studies related to human radiologists, but also glean additional information from radiologic studies not evident to the radiologist. Radiological practice would certainly benefit from systems that can read, interpret multiple images quickly, because the number of images has increased much faster over the last decades than the number of radiologists. Hundreds of images are taken from one patient's disease or injury. There has been virtually explosion of radiological data with the emergence of PACS. Radiological tests are expensive, and any solution that could reduce human labor, lower cost, improve diagnostic accuracy would benefit patients and physicians alike. Radiological images obtained by X-rays, CT scan, MRI machines, etc. offer non-invasive visibility into the inner anatomy and pathology of the human body. But many diagnostic processes still rely on physical tissue samples obtained through biopsies, and these biopsies carry risk of complications including infection and even mortality. Artificial intelligence may enable the next generation of radiology tools that are accurate, detailed enough to replace need for tissue samples, at least in some cases. AI providers may also be able to better define the aggressiveness of cancers and target treatments more appropriately. Another benefits of AI in radiology: AI can reduce workload by reducing tedious tasks like segmenting structures that can then enable more quantitative imagings, which more belief will improve the product of the radiology. It also helps to detect lesions that may be subtle, which can be particularly useful when radiologist is tired or distracted. Finally, in future, it may be possible to find information in the images that are not perceived by the human, things like molecular markers in the tumor. Another benefit is accuracy. While instinct and experience remain the key factors in radiologists' day-to-day practice, AI can add a layer of precision and consistency to search for anomalies that sometimes go unnoticed by human brain. Artificial intelligence in radiology can also augment the highest level of accuracy that may suffer during long or overnight shifts, giving radiologists the peace of mind knowing that they have an extra level of decision support. The next benefit is prioritization. AI system will help radiologists to address most urgent, time-sensitive cases such as strokes, and treatment can be swifter and faster. With 8 lakh Americans experiencing a stroke every year, and this is the US third number killer. AI can facilitate urgent care in such cases where every second counts. With the explosion of medical imaging and data, prioritization will become an essential part of radiologist workflow. Another benefit is quantification. A big advantage of medical artificial intelligence is that it can reliably take care of tedious and repetitive tasks, allowing radiologists to focus on more important tasks. AI-based quantification enables us to measure lesions quickly and in a high accurate manner. Quantification companies can help radiologists to achieve a high quality of care as well as greater levels of efficiency due to the reduction of time-consuming tasks. Routine tasks is another benefit. Our days are often filled with routine responsibilities that prevent us from tackling tasks that require more time and attention. Sometimes administrative works take up most of our time of work days. When industries incorporate AI to perform such tasks, professionals will have more time to focus on more creative and meaningful missions and projects. For radiologists, AI can free up more time to focus on reading more scans, doing radiological procedures, including intervention, engaging in research and teaching, and simply enjoying better work-life balance. AI augmentation will make our jobs more productive, efficient. Combination of human and machines will definitely perform more effectively than either human experts or AI-driven machines working alone. Another benefit is physician support. Physician burnout is a very real and serious problem. It causes long-term job-oriented stress that leads to exhaustion and feelings of detachment, and a challenge that must be overcome to protect physicians and patients in the long term. Artificial intelligence has the potential to minimize or remove some of the issues that can impact physicians' well-being, reducing workloads and stress, and offering medical professionals a tool to help them improve quality of working life. There are some other benefits of artificial intelligence in radiology. AI can be used to cut administrative and repetitive workload significantly. These workloads have increased over the past few years as regulation and compliance requirements have increased to such an extent it is not possible to manage. I'm going to give an example. As I work in my institute where we have got radiotherapy department, nuclear medicine, and radiology department, and all deals with radiation. So for Atomic Energy Regulatory Board is concerned, they are very much concerned with radiations and other things, radiation-related things. They are very strict regarding the radiation-related things. So we have to maintain some regulations as well as compliance requirements also. So for radiology, so for radiotherapy and nuclear medicines are concerned, they are very strict from for the last couple of years, and now they are very strict in my department also. That is radio diagnosis department. So last couple of days, that is for the last 2 weeks, I was personally busy with all these regulation issues and compliance, because we have to send all those, and they have inspected our institute also. So we have partially I have been spent most of my time in administrative works, not in clinical works. So I think AI can help to cut the administrative and repetitive work significantly. The right solution developed significantly for the medical sector can make notable difference. AI and deep learning solution will provide radiologists with essential support as they manage ever increasing volumes. This solution will help radiologists to save times, manage their time and workload more efficiently. AI solutions are capable of streamlining workflows and rapidly identifying areas of concern within backlogs of work or patient data. These AI-powered systems can utilize as an always-on safety net to assist physicians when they are tired or overwhelmed. Some of the recent applications of artificial intelligence in radiology include breast cancer detection in mammography and MRI, chest radiograph interpretation, liver lesion characterization on ultrasound and CT scan, and brain tumor detection, prostate cancer detection, etc. Other applications of AI in radiology, the radiomics I have already mentioned, extraction of quantitative features from radiologic images for further analysis. A radiomic analysis can extract over 400 features from a region of interest in CT scan, MRI, and PET study, and correlate these features with each other and other data far beyond the capability of human eye and brain to appreciate. Such features may be used to predict prognosis and response to the treatment. Another application is imaging biobanks. Modern computers permit storage of large amount of data, and in radiology, PACS can do this task. Quantitative imaging can produce imaging biomarkers that can be stored and organized in large imaging biobanks, potentially using data from many institutions and locations. This data will be available to be processed, analyzed, and used to predict the risk of the disease in large population studies and treatment response. Large biobanks also have the potential to become repository of digital patients that can be used by artificial intelligence to perform simulations of disease development and progression as well. Moreover, imaging biobanks should become a necessary infrastructure to organize and share the image data from which AI model can be trained. Another use is dose optimization. For radiation protection, dose optimization is very essential. The choice of protocol is subject to variability since it is frequently operator dependent, and consequently the radiation dose and quality of the examinations are subject to variability at both intra and inter-institutional levels. AI can be optimizing tool for assisting the technologist and radiologist in choosing personalized patient's protocol, in tackling the patient's dose parameters, and in providing an estimate of radiation risk associated with the cumulative dose. There are another barriers, that is data set and training. The availability of large amount of big data of medical images from PACS system offers great potential for artificial intelligence training. Rare findings are a potential weakness. If a condition or a finding is very rare, it is difficult to obtain enough examples to train an algorithm to identify with confidence. Also, the variance of finding, sometimes we may get a lot of variations in findings, and it can lead to inadvertent overfitting, where random noise is interpreted by the algorithms as an abnormality. This is another problem. Again, if the training data set used to train an algorithm contains inherent biases like ethnic biases, age, and gender, the algorithm may underfit findings from the data derived from different patient population. So for example, I am going to give an example. So tuberculosis is very rampant in India. So if in a CT scan or in CT radiographs, if we see some obesities, or not only in CT and even in some other, other diseases also, if we see some obesities, very often we think in the line of tuberculosis. But that may not happen in some ethnic communities and some districts. As I mentioned, tuberculosis is very rampant in India, but it is not common in US and European countries. So there may be a lot of inherent biases. Again, biases may be due to age and due to gender also. Then coming on to the regulation issues. So before going into the actual regulation issues, artificial intelligence should achieve three basic laws as mentioned in an important article published by European Society of Radiology. First, AI tools should achieve the best possible diagnosis to improve patients' healthcare. However, AI failure or inaction could result in harm to the patients. Secondly, artificial intelligence must be properly trained, and that the learning process of artificial intelligence software must be supervised by a radiologist to ensure appropriate and clinically applicable outputs. The third law may be an issue considering the fact that any specific software which are available now may be obsolete in future. And this is inevitable. Why? Imaging is evolving rapidly, so that the training of a software with specific imaging data can be insufficient in future once new development of the modality, that is radiological modality, occurs. New developments are happening in ultrasound, CT scan, MR, PET-CT and digital mammography. And again, new modalities are also introduced in the clinical practice. Then the main issue will be medical legal issues. Who will be responsible for wrong diagnosis? For example, the radiologist, the hospital, the imaging technology vendor, or the data scientist who created the algorithm. And will healthcare providers, that's insurance companies, reimburse for an AI diagnosis as a single set of eyes or a second set of in combination with human radiologists? So these other issues should be worked out. Changes will be required in medical regulations and health insurance for automated image analysis to take up. All these issues need to be worked out, and it's unlikely that progress will happen as early as, as fast as the deep learning research lab. Yes, noises are coming actually. Noises are coming. Can you go ahead? AI noises has been difficult to read. Jyoti, there will be some noises. Jyoti,
Yes, sir. We'll be taking care of the noises.
Yeah. Yeah, now there is no noises. AI radiology regulates. AI radiology machines may need to become substantially better than human radiologists, not just as good as a human, in order to drive the regulatory and reimbursement changes needed. Then there is need for access to large volumes of data. Access to large volumes of data is necessary to develop and train AI algorithms. This can be one of the major factors limiting algorithm development. Software developers use variety of methods to obtain training datasets. Some liaise directly with patients, others with institutions or academic databases. Fundamentally, each patient whose data is used by a third party should provide consent for that use, and that consent may need to be obtained afresh if the data is reused in a different context, for example, to train an updated software version. Moreover, ownership of the imaging dataset varies from institution to institution, from one jurisdiction to another jurisdiction. In many countries, the ultimate ownership of such personal data resides with the patient, although data may be stored in a hospital or imaging center with the consent. Then anonymization of the data should be guaranteed. If the patient data are used to build AI products which go on to generate profit, consideration needs to be given the issue of intellectual property rights. Do the involved patients and the collecting organization have right to share the profits that derive from their data? So these questions or these queries has to be worked out. Again, in any rapidly developing industries, there is initial excitement followed by disappointment when early promises are unfulfilled. The hype around the new technology, often commercially driven, may promise more than it can deliver and tends to underplay difficulties. Hope we are not going to face this sort of difficulties in AI. And moving on to artificial intelligence, radiology training, and future directions. Radiology skills are based on many years of training, during which the trainee is taught to interpret large numbers of examinations with combined process of reading coupled with knowledge of the clinical information. AI can perform image reading by exploiting deep learning tools and is able to extract visual and the quantitative information such as radiomic signature or other imaging biomarkers which would not be identified by the human brain. AI is going to become a part of our image viewing and analysis tools. When software becomes part of the process of interpretation, trainees may not make enough direct interpretation during their training years and therefore may not acquire adequate interpretation skills. The other face of this coin is that the trainees will be helped by artificial intelligence to perform better interpretations. The implementation of artificial intelligence in radiology requires that trainees learn how to integrate artificial intelligence in radiological practice, and therefore a specific AI model which should be included in the future radiology training curriculum. AI involvement in our professional lives is inevitable. We need to work with software developers, computer engineers to assist the process of integration of artificial intelligence tools into our workflow. So this will be PACS, that is Picture Archiving and Communication System, then the RIS, Radiology Information System, and Task Automation, etc. And always it will protect the interest of the, always it should protect the interest of the patients primarily. A vast amount of AI research is going on, and large interpretation and image interpretation is an attractive target for the researchers. Radiologists cannot wish away from this research. Rather, we have to embrace it and integrate it as much as possible into our daily work. We have to help in guiding the artificial intelligence research directions to ensure the maximum clinical benefits to the patients from the new developments. Now, the big question, is the future of radiology in the hands of robots? Simple answer is no. It will not take over radiologist's job. However, it most certainly will take over some radiologist tasks. It will support radiologists by performing automatic measurements which are currently very time consuming. It will pick up routine tasks which are experienced as cumbersome by a lot of radiologists. Radiologists have much more differentiated job than this type of task alone. Radiologists' job will change, but they will not disappear. Artificial intelligence will not replace radiologists, but radiologists who use artificial intelligence will replace the radiologists who do not use, says Curtis, a famous radiologist at Stanford. AI algorithms are more likely to assist doctors than replace them. So this is Curtis Langlotz. He is a professor of radiology and biomedical informatics at Stanford University, California. So as I have mentioned, he has already said artificial intelligence will not replace radiologists, yet those radiologists who use AI will replace ones who do not use it. Then artificial intelligence for radiology, how and where it can be useful. Human versus machine versus human plus machine. Obviously, human plus machines will be very useful than human alone or machine alone. And this will be the future of the radiology, I think, because radiologists will open the study, and machine learning will assist creating optimal hanging protocols. Radiologist makes the report and sends it to radiological information system or electronic health records. Some medical students abroad have reportedly decided not to specialize in radiology because they fear job will cease to exist. Radiologists will continue to have jobs in the decades to come, and jobs that will be altered and enhanced by AI. We see several reasons why radiologists will not be disappearing from the working force, which I am describing in the next couple of slides. First, radiologists do more than read and interpret images. Like other AI systems, radiological AI systems perform single task, that is narrow artificial intelligence. Deep learning methods are trained for specific images recognition tasks, such as nodule detection on chest X-ray or hemorrhage on brain MRI. But thousands of such narrow detections are necessary to fully identify all potential findings in medical images, and only a few of these can be done by AI as of today. Job interpretation is only one set of tasks that radiologists perform. They also consult with other physicians on diagnosis and treatment, then treat diseases, for example, providing local ablative therapies. They perform image-guided medical interventions, that is known as intervention radiology, define technical parameters of imaging examination to be performed, and that is tailored to the patient's condition, and they relate findings from images to the other medical records and test results, discuss procedures and the results with the patients, and many other activities. So basically, these are the main tasks of the radiologist: image acquisition, image interpretation, intervention, as I've already mentioned, and sometimes treatment also, then communication will be with the clinicians, it could be with the patients, then education and teaching as well, then policy making. Job interpretation, as I have mentioned, is the only one set of tasks that radiologists perform, and as of today, AI is helping here. Computer analysis of radiological images for detection of specific conditions are emerging rapidly. For example, the detection of brain bleed, breast tumor, fractures, lung nodule, and so on. Human interpretation takes into account additional information such as patient signs and symptoms, previous images, blood test, and histopathological report. Radiologists undertake limitations of computer algorithms for analysis of medical images and will often challenge the interpretation made by the computer. With that in mind, radiologists will continue to issue human actionable report personalized to the patient even after implementation of AI algorithms in radiology. Actionable reports provide tentative diagnosis, a potential differential diagnosis, and advice on next steps of management, often dictated by local circumstances and availability of the services. Radiologists will continue to hold medical responsibility for image interpretation. Artificial intelligence technology will enhance the reporting workflow for the radiologist in two ways. Number one is medical image analysis, providing computer pre-analysis of radical images to help detect and classify abnormalities on the images, then computer-assisted triage, helping with prioritization of reporting work list when an abnormality is detected by artificial intelligence. Deep learning is rapidly advancing and in which artificial intelligence plays an important role in radiology. Radiological practice would certainly benefit from AI systems that can read, interpret multiple images quickly because the number of images have increased much faster over the last decade than the number of radiologists, as I have already mentioned. Hundreds of images can be taken from one patient's disease. Radiological investigations are expensive. Any solution that could reduce manpower, lower cost, improve diagnostic accuracy would benefit patients and the physicians. As I have already mentioned, hundreds of images can be taken from patients. Here you can see this is the axial images. These images were available in the initial scan, but with the advent of technologies, we can see sagittal images, we can see coronal images, we can see 3D data images, so 3D images also as shown in the picture. Again, here you can see, we can see the hybrid images, that is fusion images between CT scan and PET CT scan. These are the fusion images. We can see the lesions here very clearly. And in the last image, we can see the subtraction images. So what is the difference here? If we look at the first image, this is the bone, the skull bone. So this has been subtracted. And sometimes we'll be able to diagnose because of subtraction images also. So huge data are available now for analysis. AI will change the practice of radiologists because of this, they will need to adopt new skills and work processes. The only radiologists whose jobs may be threatened by the ones who refuse to work with artificial intelligence. There are a lot of medical and productivity benefits to be gained from integrating artificial intelligence with radiological practice. The productivity improvements may even mean that radiologists can spend more time doing other important tasks, consulting with other clinicians about their diagnosis and about the treatment strategies as well. If the predicted improvements in deep learning images analysis are realized, then providers, patients, and peers will gravitate towards the radiologists who have figured how to work effectively along with artificial intelligence. Now the question is, can artificial intelligence replace the role of doctors? The ability of artificial intelligence to support various aspects of health sector becomes a major leap that can produce prevention strategies and treatment approaches that are much more efficient and effective, including reducing cost of medical care. Some experts believe that although AI can do a variety of things, AI cannot assume the role of human interactions. Health and medical care are too human for AI to be treated. Implementing artificial intelligence in daily care practice is still in its infancy and facing several challenges, such as its limited ability to explain the output results, uncertain benefits regarding patient's outcome, and incomplete integration in daily workflow. Coming to conclusion, healthcare and hospitalization industry have witnessed the rapid integration of artificial intelligence over the past few years. From cancer and radiology to risk management of chronic diseases, artificial intelligence has leveraged the industry to a significant extent. AI has transformed the industries around the world and has the potential to radically alter the field of healthcare. AI applications are able to match and occasionally surpass human intelligence. It is expected that artificial intelligence will surpass human performance in specific applications within the coming years. Human will potentially benefit from the human and artificial intelligence action, bringing them to high level of intelligence. Thank you for your kind attention.
Participants, you may ask your queries. Is there any more doubt? You may ask your queries, participants.
May I ask something to Dr. Chaudhary?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Please.
Dr. Chaudhary, how do you see the possibility of, developing algorithm based on the data derived from epigenetic analysis, that is molecular biological analysis, and and integration of the data from epigenetic analysis and radiological images?
I think research is going on these things, but
Yeah.
this is still in infancy. So I think in future we'll be able to know, because this is a very complex subject.
Okay, okay. I was just wondering if in near future something like this
And
will develop.
obviously, near future it will come up. Obviously, it will near future come up, and it will help a lot in patient management.
But then thank you, Dr. Chaudhary, because you have, I was amazed, It was something like going through a review paper. You have covered everything,
Thank you.
including, nursing as well as what do you call that, multi-drug resistance organism. Yes. Okay?
Thank you for
So
a
you
nice
have
word.
gone through every branches of medical science, including the nursing, the administration, hospital administration, the time consumed in that, and how it could be reduced through artificial intelligence as well. I mean, multi-drug resistance organism.
Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. It was fantastic listening to you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you very much for giving so much time for preparing such a beautiful talk. And thank you very much, Dr. Chaudhary.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Is there any more questions? Sir, there is a question in the chat box.
Which question that is?
Is it possible to give some
Give some
concluding remarks from
genetic analysis of the current cancer patient using a algorithm? As of today, actually, no concrete result has come, but definitely research is going on. I think in course of time, definitely it will help. and we will be able to get some this information from the genetic analysis in course of time. So it is still in infancy. So time will say, and I think it will be able to give some concluding remarks of, conclusive research in course of time, because AI is machine learning and deep learning is emerging and evolving subjects. So in course of time, definitely it will help. But as of today, I don't have this accurate knowledge of these things, but definitely research is going on this particular topic.
Okay, I hope there are no more questions. Participants, do you have anything more to ask? So let us conclude the session here. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti, for giving us the opportunity.
Yes, sir. So thank you from the entire Department of ECE, GUIST, and as a whole Guwahati University. Thank you for your time. We have learned a lot from you, and definitely would like to join you in future for such of this kind of workshops or anything related to radiology and which can be benefited for the engineering background.
Definitely, I will help.
Sir, there is one last question from Neha.
Yeah.
Can you?
That is deep learning algorithm breast cancer. Yeah, it's going on. So for deep learning algorithm is breast cancer is going on. Definitely, there are some studies going on in all over the world, and it is helpful, and it is going to be helpful within the next couple of years. Regarding deep learning algorithms is breast cancer, a lot of studies are going on. But I don't know whether any study is going on in India, but abroad, lots of studies are going on, and it definitely is going to help.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining with us. And we'll be concluding the session here for the first session for our FDP. And thank you, sir. Thank you for joining.